What we're doing today. Today, I want to talk about self-reliance, self-dependency. Okay, how a whole nation or a whole group of people can trend downwards if they are um, if the only way of getting nutrition or food or money or anything is dependent on the next person or the next country. Um, Self-reliance. If you know about history, a little bit about history, you know a lot of the African great leaders, a lot of great leaders always preach self-reliance, right? Because that's the only way you can build a nation is being self-dependent, self-reliance, relying on what you have and developing on what you have. That's the only way you're gonna come up. Okay. Um, if the devil wants to slow down your progress, the devil will want to feed you, will want to provide everything to you. In essence, that renders you useless in a way. I don't want to use the term useless, but they they disable you in a way, right? If I'm giving you food, I'm paying everything for you, I'm doing everything for you. Why should I work hard? Why should I build? Why should I develop for myself if I'm getting it for free? You get it? Okay. Now let's come back to what's happening, what's going on with Trump's administration, right? They're talking about cutting food stamp because of government shutdown, right? Because the food stamp program or SNAP is federally sponsored. Okay, now they want to share the responsibility with the state. Okay, I always felt like the state should have more control over things like that, not the federal government. The state should have more control over things like that. All right, you empower the federal government if you give them too much power. Okay, again, self-reliance, self-dependency develops a nation, develops an individual. Okay, so the current administration trying to share responsibility with the state, it's a good thing, right? Also, not only that, they actually want any able body, any adult that has an able body. Okay, even if you can't work or do anything else, they are saying you will only qualify for, I think, 3 months of food stamps in a 3 year period. All right, so they pretty much stay saying that you have to work at least 20 hours minimum, or go do some community service or something to show that okay, we can give you something in return, right? Um, that's just on a small scale. On a large scale, let's that's just on a small scale, like on the grand scheme of things. Okay, take a lot of African nations for instance. Okay, we've been so dependent and reliant on other nations for a long time. They've never helped really develop our nation, right? Because they know once you are developed you wouldn't need them. Okay, they just want you to be relying on them, be dependent on them. Okay, so they can bird feed you, right? Little, they're not gonna take it from you and put you up there, then you wouldn't need them, right? So self-reliant, self-dependent, it's not a bad thing, it's all how you perceive it. Perspective is everything. It's all how you perceive it. um, so back to the small scale food stamps. Okay, there's nothing wrong with food stamps. I know a lot of people that need food stamps. I also know a lot of working people that could use food stamps because they are working 40 hours. Okay, they are working the 40 hours that is required. They are not even doing 20 hours. They are doing the full 40 hours. Some are even working two or triple jobs just because they have to put food on the table for their kids. I feel like those people are the ones that should get food stamps 100%. Those working mothers, those working fathers, that they are busting their tail off and working 40, 80, 100 hours, because food costs a lot, right? Um, okay, so the new requirements, I'm cool with that. I fucks with that because I feel like it's going to make a lot of people want to do for self. You know, if African nations stop relying on the Western world, you don't have no choice but develop yourself, develop what you have. All right, you get in a comparison. All right, I'm not trying to lose you too much. Okay, um, again, there are people that need the snaps. Okay, it's a lot of people that need it. They should get it. But if you are an able body and an adult and you can move and you can do something, why would you want the government to do everything for you? You know, by the time you realize you're 100 years old, you're 80 years old, and you haven't been able to develop for self, or you haven't been able to do something for your seeds because you were dependent on somebody else. Okay, so there is that. You know, there's also the other side, right? But yes, if you need it, I just feel like, yeah, if you need it, you need it. You know what I'm saying? There's hard times. You know, some people may just need it for a year and they come up. You know, some people goes into these sections and then they grind hard and then they come up. You know what I'm saying? They become more better than people or us that are not on this program. It's also good to take advantage of the system just so you can level up, not necessarily abuse it. Take advantage of it so you can level up. Okay, but I'm not speaking about those people. I'm just speaking as a whole. uh, when we are so dependent on the system or a governing body, it makes us powerless. All right, it's like we are giving all our superpowers to you for food or whatever it is in exchange, and then we become powerless. All right, and those that are providing becomes superpower, or whatever you want to whatever you want to refer to them as. All right, so I'm seeing everything that Trump is doing. I'm like, man, there's a guy works in mysterious ways. How come people are not seeing the other perspective? Okay, when you look at the state of America, America definitely needs a reset. It's going to take somebody like Trump to somebody like him to reset everything. Okay, because we sit over here and we talk about how America hasn't been fair to a lot of the countries in the world, or to minorities, or to brown or black people. Okay, and this has been going on for years, and all of a sudden we want to forget about how America has treated black and brown people and blame everything on Trump. Like, sometimes I really want to join those people, because we are so stupid. Like, we are so forgetful. So sometimes I just want to join those people and then come up, make some money, stack it up, because I just feel like sometimes either we purposely or purposefully try to be ignorant of the past, of the history and what we've been through, right? Like, we cannot. There's no way we just gonna forget about everything that has happened in the past and just blame one man. In no way. In no way. This should didn't just happen 2 years ago or a year ago. Okay. Um, on the other hand, I want to speak on something else too, though. And with everything that's going on, pay attention to what's going on in Africa. African nations are uniting behind this. God works in mysterious ways. African countries, African nations are uniting behind this. This is the time for them to unite. This, you don't want to wait another 10 years. You don't want to wait another 20 years. You want to do it now. But this is the time where it seems like there is a lot of chaos. If you know anything, with chaos breeds order. Okay. Chaos breeds order. Okay. In chaos, order is born. I repeat, in chaos, order is born. Okay, so chaos breeds order. And these folks knows that. They understand it. These people in power understand this. These scientists and all these people understand what the fuck I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. All right. So sometimes you may look at a political figure who is very chaotic, very, very chaotic, and you might not understand how God is moving and working, because you forget or you don't understand that with chaos, order is born. Example: if you didn't know what good is, you wouldn't know what evil is. If you didn't know what evil is, you wouldn't know what good is. All right. So sometimes um, evil is very necessary. Sometimes good is very necessary, but both are needed to create a balance. All right. So Again, chaos brings order. Okay, with chaos, order is established. Peace.